spirituality. Spirituality has to be when you're expressing joy of life and life after living. That's what it's about, spirituality. It's not about being holier than thou and making a point of putting across that you are right in what you believe. It's about the happiness that comes from you that proves your belief. And I think that's the wonderful thing about spiritualism and mediumship. It's about, we don't have to prove it because we are it. I mean, I can give all of you one message tonight and I'll be right for all of you, and you'll all have to say yes to me. And the message would be, you're going. Because we can't stay here. And that's without a shadow of a doubt. If you like, we're on loan to this planet. We're here just for a brief period. And I know that as we come together, and we come together in joy and in harmony and in peace, and as much as we can in loving, then goodness gracious me, what an influence we will play in the world of the spirit. How it will uplift them as they come forward to work with us. Whereas if we're there saying, oh God, I hope he tells me about this fourth husband, or whether I'm going to get my new car, actually that is a negative for the spirit world, because they can't actually live your life for you. They can only be there as a support team. And that's what they are. They're a support team. They're there to sometimes carry us, sometimes give us information when we least expect it, but at all times to just love us as we are. And that's what I love about the spirit world. They love you just as you are. They don't expect you to change. They don't expect you to become holier than thou. They just expect you to be you. And in that you, they will love. And that's the wonderful thing about communication. And it's always the same with the world of the spirit. If you come to a demonstration and you're thinking, now I hope my dad comes through, I really want my dad. I don't want anybody else, I just want my dad. Then what you've done is you've blocked everybody else that has been part of your life. So someone else may want to pop in and just try and use a medium. And because of your thought and your intention, you could have blocked the door for them. And of course, you could block the door for the medium as well, because whilst you're worrying and going into that silence and going into that thought, I need my mum, then you can close the door and the medium can't come to you. Because the spirit world don't know what to do, because dad and mum are not there, but your Auntie Annie is, and your Mary is, and your school friend is. So it's keeping the doors open to allow the spirit world to interact with this world in a very natural way. And it's a wonderful occasion for the spirit world. And if I could say to you tonight in particular, that how uplifted the spirit world must be. Because you see, you're the evidence. You're the evidence that they've not been forgotten. You're the message that they need, which is, I am still the light on your path. I am still there, I still think of you. I still consider some of our wonderful memories. So you're the evidence and you're the message. And I know we've got a lot of mediums here tonight, and I think to myself, you know, move away from the idea that you've got to bring the evidence and get the message. Because the message and the evidence has already been given by the person who sat in the chair in front of you. And that's what's important to the spirit world, to give them that healing upliftment as they travel beyond this sphere. Isn't that a lovely thought? Rather than worrying, I got to know and it hurt me. All right, and I got to know and I've got to sort it out. Instead of thinking, let's just allow the spirit world to be themselves. Let them speak as they would speak if they were here. Let them share with you their ideas, their philosophy, their truth, and their life experience, because that's what they want to do. And yet sometimes, you know, we get so caught up in what is good evidence and what is good mediumship that we lose the very essence of joy that comes into being when the spirit world are awakened to our call. and can respond by saying, my goodness gracious me, fancy my granddaughter travelling all that way just to be in the congregation in case I could get through. What a lovely thought. And as we know, there'll be some of you that are very disappointed tonight because you won't get a contact. What I'd like you to do is magnify that 1,000 times. Because in the spirit world there is a member or a few members of your family here. And indeed they also may be disappointed. But let them be thankful that you made the journey. Let them be uplifted by the presence of you and the power of you. And let it help them and be a light on their pathway as they travel, sometimes in uncharted ground. It must be very difficult to leave behind what you know and then suddenly to pick up another life and another power and another way of working and thinking and speaking. You know, I like talking. I love talking. But what I do know, I also love that privacy I have that hides behind my face. I know when we get to the spirit world, it's all thought, because it's a telepathic reunion. That's what they give to us, and that's what they get over there. Not sure I'm going to be able to cope with that, because you wouldn't really want to know some of my thoughts, that's for certain. So when we understand the world of the spirit and we start to have an empathy with them, and we let go of our needs, and that's one of the problems we've got, that we seem to be feeding out this idea that the spirit world can satisfy your needs. And we don't realise that the spirit world also needs the satisfaction of that need. So come on a journey with me. Let go of all the things you thought might happen and just go in the natural way and let it be the thought process of the spirit world as they link to us. Remember, life is for living, but life is eternal. And we, you and I, are between two worlds. That's where we are. That's where we've always been. And if we look at that, we'll always remember, love, like life, can never die. This is you proving it to the spirit world. And this is the spirit world proving it to you. And that's the only proof that really everyone should be involved with, that I am still loved as they loved me when they were here. So let go, let's have a party, because I think it's a party, a demonstration. I know some of you still feel a bit nervy when you're demming, but for me it's so exciting, it's like a bottle of champagne. And I always say to people, you know, it's the cheapest way to get on a high. I don't have a hangover. Because the excitement and the influence of the world of the spirit is so joyful that it carries you along and you're lifted by that joy in that reunion. And that's what it's about. And if we can hold on to that for a brief while, those of you who find it difficult to smile at the moment, you may just get a quirk before we're done. You know, don't be negative, be positive. If you can be positive about your life experience and positive that those that are there are still with you, then goodness gracious me, it makes a remarkable change in your life. And that's what we're after, aren't we?